Good evening and welcome to the Newshour Agenda. I'm Madhavdas G. Viewers, if you thought the standard of Indian politics couldn't sink any lower, think again. Cricket, fondly called the gentleman's game, has once again been dragged into a political storm. A fresh controversy has erupted after Congress leader Shama Mohamed questioned team selection, this time adding a religious twist. She alleged that batter Sarfaraz Khan was possibly not selected in the India A squad because of his surname, hinting that the BCCI snubbed him for being Muslim. According to the Congress Neta, this decision was influenced by none other than head coach Gautam Gambhir, whose stance she claimed is well known. After her post went viral, backlash has followed swiftly. The BJP has launched a scathing attack on Shama and the Congress, accusing them of trying to communalize cricket and dividing the team along religious lines.
भारत के लिए क्रिकेट एक रिलीजन की तरह है, पर क्रिकेट में भी रिलीजन को घुसाने का काम कांग्रेस पार्टी कर रही है। भारत का बंटवारा मजहब के आधार पर करके इनका पेट नहीं भरा, तो अब क्रिकेट टीम का बंटवारा, हमारे प्लेयर्स इन ब्लू का बंटवारा भी मजहबी आधार पर करना चाहते हैं, जाति के आधार पर करना चाहते हैं। भाई कम से कम क्रिकेट को तो बख्श देते अपनी गंदी सियासत और बांटो और राज करो की राजनीति से, कम्युनल कार्ड से। ये है कांग्रेस की मानसिकता।
Viewers, there's all this hue and cry about Sarfaraz Khan being dropped because of his religion. But what the opposition seems to miss, or shall we say conveniently ignore, is the fact that there are other Muslim players who've been selected in the same India A squad. Now, we're looking at the names of course, Sarfaraz, who's been dropped, but there's Khalil Ahmed, as well as Mohammad Siraj, who have very much been picked as far as this squad is concerned. It's also important, viewers, to remember that the Indian cricket team has never drawn lines of religion. Let's take a look at some of the prominent names to have worn the blue jersey of pride, a reality check to the Congress leader's claim that selection depends on one's surname. Mansoor Ali Khan Pataudi, or Tiger Pataudi, one of the legends of the game, was the youngest Indian Test captain. There's also, of course, been the fact that he's featured in 46 Test matches. We've seen other names like Mohammad Azharuddin, the former Indian skipper, who has featured in 99 Tests and 334 ODIs. Zaheer Khan, one of India's greatest pacers, has featured in 92 Tests and 200 ODIs. Mohammad Shami has played 64 Tests and 108 ODIs, and Mohammad Siraj has played 43 Tests and 45 ODIs. Sarfaraz Khan himself has played 6 Tests so far. So where is the question of any kind of discrimination on the basis of religion? However, the opposition is doubling down on its attack on the BCCI and has demanded that the apex cricketing body clarify.
एक समुदाय के साथ ए से लेकर जेड तक जितनी चीजें आती हैं उनके साथ उनके यहाँ से सामान मत खरीदो, उनको घर भाड़े पे मत दो। ये सिर्फ नफरत ही फैलाई जा रही देश में। नफरत ही का बाजार गर्म है और कुछ नहीं हो रहा है।
एक 110.47 का एवरेज है लास्ट 5 इयर्स इन फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट, 550, 10, 100, और फिर भी इसको चांस नहीं दिया जा रहा टीम के अंदर। क्या वजह? तो लोग तो पूछेंगे, सवाल करेंगे कि नाम की वजह से, क्या सरनेम की वजह से नहीं किया गया। तो ये है हमारी बात, सेलेक्टर्स को बताना चाहिए इनको सिलेक्शन क्यों नहीं।
Communal bent of mind is dominating gradually. Sports also. Those who are selectors, they are living in this atmosphere, and they sometimes do not know when this obscurantist idea crept in their mind.
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 1 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
Let's take this across to our guest now. Joining us is Sushil Pandit, activist. We have Ranjit Bajaj, who's founder and director of the Minerva Cricket Academy. Also with us is Sanjeev Kaushik, political analyst, as well as advocate Umer Junaidi, political analyst. Professor Akhil Swami is also a political analyst joining us. Professor Akhil Swami, let me come to you first. Why would somebody who's in a responsible position like Ms. Shama Mohamed make such a statement? I've just read out a long list of players who've represented the country at the highest levels. Some of them have even served as our skippers. And, it is not religion that really is the fact that matters when it comes to, wearing that blue uniform. It is the fact that they're playing for the country and who is the best person for that particular slot. Why even drag religion into this in the first place, Professor Akhil Swami?
Madhav, I do not know as to why you are picking up the statement of Shama Mohamed, because she happens to be a Muslim and she is talking about a Hindu Muslim, Indian
Not
Muslim.
at all, sir. Because she happens to be talking about a cricket team. And we don't look at the religion of our players. It has got nothing to do with the... Now, this is... no, Professor Akhil Swami, this is very strange. You are accusing the channels of picking up the statement of the spokesperson of a prominent political party, and you're accusing us of doing of playing religious politics. This is very shameful, sir, for you to be making such a comment.
I'm a professor. Listen me first. See, why are you not talking about Girraj Singh? What he says that anybody who doesn't vote for BJP and uses government roads is a namak haram. Is that a worse statement or what Shama Mohamed has said? She's an Indian.
Do two wrongs make a right? Do two wrongs make a right?
She is an Indian Muslim, and the player she's talking about is an Indian Muslim. And if there is a discrimination against a Hindu player in Bangladesh or Pakistan, we make a hue and cry. Otherwise, that is their internal matter. So she is a Muslim, then why to isolate that poor girl just because she is a Muslim?
Sir, who is isolating her? But do you agree with that statement? Do you believe that this person has not been picked because of his religion? Let me ask you a simple question. Do you believe that he has not been picked because of his surname?
If a BJP supporter throws a shows on Chief Justice...
It is not if. I'm asking about this. No, enough whataboutery now. Professor Akhil Swami, answer my direct question. Do you believe that Sarfaraz Khan has been discriminated because of his surname? Yes or no?
There is a discrimination against Dalits, OBCs and Muslims.
Is there a discrimination in the Indian cricket team? Direct question, yes or no?
There is a discrimination all over. Everywhere there is a discrimination against OBCs, Dalits.
This is the problem. This is the problem. Professor Akhil Swami, you are not addressing the direct question that I'm posing to you. You are talking about larger societal problems. Nobody is running away from these larger societal problems. But to say that at the highest level of our cricket, as a cricket playing nation, that there is discrimination that has caused a particular individual to not be selected, you better have some facts to back up your claim. Unfortunately, you have nothing. Ranjit Bajaj, what do you make of this kind of a speculation? Wild speculation of that, and people are even justifying it.
Madhav, thank you for having me, but I'm aghast at his statement. He's saying that I'm a professor, but does he even know the record of Sarfaraz Khan? Let me just ask him, do you know how many runs he scored? I'm sure he has no clue of the records of any of the cricketers, other than just being told by his political party what to say right now. Because this is utter nonsense. There is a boy called Abhimanyu Ishwaran, who was the captain of Bengal, who was the highest run scorer, a Hindu, isn't he? And he was put as, one of the bench players for the entire tour of England, and he kept on sitting there. He was not even played once. He's been waiting for his chance, and he's been the highest scorer in domestic cricket for the last 5 years. He can say the same thing. Oh my God, I'm a Hindu, I'm not picked. Now, if you start doing that, that means Zahir Khan, like you said, Mohammad Azharuddin, like you said, or Irfan Pathan, by the way, you missed him in the list. The World Cup winning bowler and all-rounder. We've got such great names who are Muslim names, but they're not great because they're Muslim. They're great because of the records of their runs. So I would like to tell Professor Akhil Swami that this is the kind of mindset we do not need in sports. I come from a place where sports is my religion. The religion is sports. And you will only be selected on merit, not because of what your surname is. That is why you have seen that in an Indian team, even no matter what's happening no matter who's in power, no matter what political party is in power, it's never ever been accused that, a Muslim has not made it, or Sardar has not made it, or a Christian has not made it. That's one thing we Indians can never be accused of, especially where my sports is concerned. And I'm part and parcel of 2 games at the national level, and it's never happened. So I'm ashamed that he can say this kind of a thing, because I don't think what he's talking about. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Professor Akhil Swami, people are shocked by your comments, the fact that you're defending this, and don't laugh. Because the person who you're trying to defend, Shama Mohamed, has made ridiculous comments against our own cricket captain in the past. She's body-shamed Rohit Sharma. And her body-shaming comment in March this year, the Congress party had to distance from. The very same person who you're endorsing, who has no idea about cricket. Why does she even comment about a subject she has no idea about?
Do you want Jay Shah to be the ICC chairman, who is a textile engineer?
That is not the answer to my question.
This is
No, stop doing whataboutery. Professor Akhil Swami, stop doing whataboutery. You claim there's discrimination. You claim there's discrimination. Prove it.
There is a discrimination.
Prove
there
it.
is a discrimination.
Prove it.
I say.
Prove it.
Gently.
Just because
There
you
is
say
a
it is not the gospel truth, sir, you prove it. Back it up with facts if you have any.
Also. There is a discrimination against Sanatanis like us who are anti-BJP.
Sir, is there any discrimination against the name of the person who you just mentioned, Sarfaraz Khan? You just said there is discrimination. On what basis are you saying that?
There is a discrimination all over the country in last.
No, I'm not talking about all over the country. Specify why there is discrimination in this given case. Why are you saying that?
This is her view.
It is her view. So there are zero facts to back up that view is the point that is being made.
Singh has a view that everybody.
This is exactly the problem. This is exactly the problem. One has no idea or no clue about the process of selection. One can go and widely speculate, and everything is par for course. You know, the danger of what you're doing, Professor Akhil Swami, as Ranjit Bajaj just said, is that today somebody will say, I'm not selected because I'm a Hindu, because I'm a Parsi, because I'm a Christian, because I'm a Sikh, because I'm a Jain, because I'm a Buddhist. Are these the criteria that we have for selection of our cricketers? And Advocate Umer Junaidi, I want you to come in on this. Is this what we envisage for a cricket team? To be divided on communal lines.
Indian Muslim.
Why are we trying to even raise such things? I mean, I can completely understand if there is some basis or an iota of facts.
Muhammad is not the tweet of the Congress. Please, it might be the individual view of Shama Mohamed, wherein the Congress is not into the politics, wherein each and every player selection is being taken care of and being noticed of and observed. But the very point what Shama Mohamed wanted to say, what I feel is according to the situations going on in the country, wherein the BCCI chairman is the son of the Home Minister Amit Shah, and the recent Asian Games wherein our men in blue were forced to play against the Pakistan.
Sir, Jai Shah is a member of the ICC. He's no longer with BCCI. Which world are you in? I mean, this is the whole problem. There is no factual basis of your arguments. Is there a reason? Has Mr. Sarfaraz Khan felt that he is being discriminated against? You know what his father said when we called him? One second, let me ask you. His father, Mr. Umer Junaidi, I can tell you, his family members are scared to comment today. Because they are saying that people who are commenting like this are destroying his career with completely unfounded statements.
Yes.
Madhav, what I'm trying to say is, the situation, the scenario going on in the BCCI, wherein today, if Sarfaraz Khan is not being picked up, if he is being snubbed, there might be several questions wherein why this player is not given several chances. Like it was reported that he is having the injury, returning back from the injury, recovering from the injury. He played Ranji 42, 32, and the ample of chances are to be given unless you decide a player not fit to be in the playing 11 or playing 18. But the very point is the situations what BCCI has created will definitely, raise the questions out of this, and definitely the stand of Gautam Gambhir, who happens to be the coach. He belongs to a party. He belonged to a party. He was the MP from the BJP. So definitely there might be some, questions arising out of this situation. That has to be answered.
So if he's a member of the BJP, he's not fair. He's not fit to do his job. That's your assumption, Umer Junaidi. Because he's from the BJP, is biased.
What ideology Gautam Gambhir is carrying.
I need to come in.
I want to bring in Sushil Pandit on that. Sushil Pandit, this is our line of argument because Gautam Gambhir has represented the BJP in parliament earlier. Therefore, he is definitely biased.
Madhav, this kind of spurious argument is not the first time. I remember when NDA-1 was in power and Mohammad Azharuddin was in deep soup because of match fixing, he also alleged that he was being harassed for being a Muslim. This is the stock in trade pretext for besmirching reputations and playing a victim card. I grew up watching cricket. When I was not even 10 years old, I remember Abid Ali used to open our medium pace attack in the 70s. When I saw my first live cricket in stadium, it was Abbas Ali Beg's benefit match at Firozshah Kotla. I grew up seeing Indian Muslim cricketers like Syed Kirmani, like Zahir Khan, play for India and bring India glory. These urchins, these political entrepreneurs are trying to besmirch our fair name by bringing Muslim grievance politics into the game. This is highly objectionable and very, very disappointing. This is very expected of Congress politics today, who are besmirching institutions like Election Commission and also now the fair game of cricket. How low they will sink is anybody's guess. Tomorrow they will say that even army, our fairest institution, has become communal. There is no end to their grievance mongering, Madhav. And I'm scared. The way they are going, they will take everybody down with them.
संजीव कौशिक, जवाब दीजिए, क्या ये लेवल की पॉलिटिक्स आ गई है जहां पे हम हर चीज को कम्युनलाइज करेंगे? पॉलिटिकली हम अपीजमेंट की पॉलिटिक्स देखते हैं, वो अलग बात है, दैट्स अ टोटली सेपरेट इशू. बट क्या इज दैट व्हाट वी वांट? आर वी वांटिंग टू कम्युनलाइज इवन समथिंग लाइक क्रिकेट, which is a uniting factor here in India? It's not something that divides us, it's something that unites us. Even in cricket we want to look at divisions now. Sanjeev Kaushik.
माधव, जब हम आंखें बंद करके विश्लेषण करेंगे तो नहीं समझ पाएंगे. दरअसल देश में एक ऐसी सरकार है, सरकार के काम करने के तरीकों को जब आप देखेंगे तो आपको पता चलेगा. क्योंकि हम सब जानते हैं देश के प्रधानमंत्री जिस तरह की भाषा का इस्तेमाल करते हैं, सूबे के बड़े मुख्यमंत्री जिस तरह की भाषा का इस्तेमाल.
क्या सरकारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है सर? सिंपल सवाल, सरकारी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है.
मैं बीसीसीआई पे भी आ रहा हूँ ना. किसके हाथ में है कब्जे में बीसीसीआई से लेकर के आईसीआईसी तक किसके कब्जे में है वो सब जानते हैं ना, ऊपर से लेकर नीचे तक, देश में और विदेश में. तो मैं जो कह रहा हूँ, मेरी बात बोली बीच में, मैं किसी के बीच में नहीं बोल रहा था. मैं सिर्फ ये कहने का प्रयास कर रहा हूँ कि सूबे के मुख्यमंत्री 80-20% की बात करें, देश के प्रधानमंत्री कहें कि आपके भैंस खोलने जाएंगे, गहने खोलने जाएंगे ज्यादा पैसे वाले लोग.
उसका बीसीसीआई से क्या लेना देना, क्या ताल्लुक है?
नहीं, एक ऐसी पार्टी, ऐसा इसलिए है कि एक ऐसी पार्टी जिसका एक भी सांसद उस धर्म से नहीं आता हो. अभी बिहार में इलेक्शन है, एक भी किसी विधायक.
संजीव जी आप बहुत गलत कर रहे हैं. आप पूरी तरह से राजनीतिक भाषण दे रहे हैं. दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट. हम राजनीति की बात ही नहीं कर रहे, हम क्रिकेट की बात कर रहे हैं.
हम क्रिकेट पे ही आ रहे हैं ना.
तो आप पूरे राजनीति को लेकर यहाँ पे पूरा आपका जो पूरा स्पीच है राजनीति से रिलेटेड है. सिंपल सवाल आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ कि इसको क्रिकेट से क्यों जोड़ा जा रहा है? क्रिकेट को क्यों आप इस तरह राजनीतिकरण कर रहे हैं? सिंपल सवाल है सर.
माधव जी, ऐसा इसलिए है क्योंकि बीसीसीआई के अभी कोच कौन है? गौतम गंभीर, पुराने भारतीय जनता पार्टी के सांसद, उनके हिंदुत्ववादी विचारधारा को एक बार.
और वाइस प्रेसिडेंट कौन है सर?
बहुत सारी बातें आपको समझ में आ जाएगी.
बीसीसीआई वाइस प्रेसिडेंट कौन है? राजीव शुक्ला नहीं है वहां पे. कौन सी पार्टी से वो?
ये सामने वाले को कहने का मौका कौन दे रहा है? और ऊपर तक चले जाए. आप अभी जैसा की बात हो रही, जैसा को आपने ड्रॉप कर दिया, तो जिसपे सारे संस्थान पे कब्जा हो एक पार्टी विशेष का, तो जाहिर सी बात है कोई आरोप लगा रहा है तो उसको गौरपूर्वक सुनिए तो सही, देखिए तो सही. शानदार रिकॉर्ड पिछले 2024 में 150 रन बनाने वाला लड़का.
संजीव जी, टीम सेलेक्टर क्या चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स जैसा है? चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स जैसा है क्या इस वक्त? कौन है चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स? एक सेकंड, भारत
क्या है?
हाँ, भारत के चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स कौन है?
गौतम गंभीर क्या है?
गौतम गंभीर हेड कोच है. आप चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स का नाम बताइए एक बार.
मैंने कहा कि
अरे कौन है सर चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स? नाम बताइए. आप इतना जानते हैं क्रिकेट के बारे में, बताइए चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स कौन है?
तमाम भारतीय जनता पार्टी के
चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स कौन है सर? आप चयन की बात कर रहे हैं ना, मुझे बताइए हु इज द चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स करंटली ऑफ द इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम?
ये ऐसा इसलिए मैंने कहा कि जब तक
संजीव जी ये बात को भटकाइए मत, सीधा सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ. हु इज द करंट चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स ऑफ द इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम?
सरकार जो चाहेगी,
सरकार नहीं है,
चाहती है वही करती है.
सरकार नहीं है और जैसा भी नहीं है.
चाहे आरबीआई में हो,
नहीं गौतम गंभीर चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स है. कौन है चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स?
मैंने कहा कि सब जगह सरकार का हस्तक्षेप है.
उमर जुनैदी, आर यू अवेयर हु इज द चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स ऑफ द इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम? 1 सेकंड, उमर जुनैदी, आर यू अवेयर हु इज द चेयरमैन ऑफ सेलेक्टर्स ऑफ द इंडियन क्रिकेट टीम?
Madhav, it is not about the question.
Sir, who is the chairman? No, it is a question because the selection happens at the behest of the selector, the chairman of the selection committee and the selection panel. Who is the chairman of selectors?
Why the
Sir, is it Jaisha? No. Let me tell you, is it Gautam Gambhir? No.
Sir,
I am simply asking you, when you are not even aware of who the chairman is, and let me put that across to Professor Akhil Swami. Professor Akhil Swami, are you aware of who the chairman of selectors is?
Whosoever the chairman.
No, who is it? Tell me the name. Tell me the name.
Mr. Modi.
Not one of you. Not one of you. This is the level of preparation and the level of discourse in this country. This is all I'm trying to establish. Nobody knows. Everybody will abuse Jai Shah. You can raise questions of Gautam Gambhir, no problem. It's a free country. But who is the chairman of selectors? Not one of these honorable panelists know. It happens to be a gentleman by the name of Ajit Agarkar. He is the person who decides who is part of the team and who is not part of the team. None of you are even aware of that. Yet you feel compelled to come out and say there is discrimination happening. By whom, how, where, no clue. No idea. And this is what is very shameful. Because by injecting this communal poison into cricket, the damage that you are doing, gentlemen, is extremely detrimental to this country. Ranjit Bajaj, what would you say to people who don't even understand how the system functions and yet are, just open and out there to criticize?
Madhav, you are so right. See, you were saying that we have to have this on facts and not on someone's opinion. Okay? And they can have opinions, but if they are divisive opinions like this, which will divide the country up, I'm sorry. Sports is something which is supposed to bring everybody together. Now, let me just, okay, I'll tell you. Professor Saab, let me tell you. So, see, all these three panelists who are sitting here, their only argument is, sir, I did not speak when you were speaking. May I speak, sir? You're a professor, you may know. Sir, you're a professor, do you know etiquette? So the etiquette is when someone is talking, you don't talk. I thought you were a professor, you know that.
You are insulting us.
I'm not. If you let me complete, then maybe you, can I complete myself, sir? Can I complete?
No, he's not insulting you. He's insulting your ignorance, which you have just displayed. So please allow him to speak now.
Thank you. Now, see, these same three gentlemen, their only argument is Jai Shah, Jai Shah, Jai Shah. Do you know the same Gautam Gambhir who they're talking about, who was a BJP MP, was one of the first guys who objected against Jai Shah being the president of BCCI? Please tell them to Google it and they'll see a video of him vehemently on a sports show coming out and saying it openly. So if he was openly saying it, if Jai Shah had so much of power, I have hats off to BJP if they've actually let that go. Because, I thought they were very, very vindictive and they will make sure that somebody who speaks against the top boss will not happen. But Gautam Gambhir, being a BJP MP, had not the audacity, the freedom of going and saying that this guy is not the right guy. And still he's been put as the Indian coach. So just this argument of Jai Shah is all nonsense. Then on any other fact which they have facts, you have to have facts to support your argument. Otherwise, they are opinions, like Professor Sir. They are opinions if they are not supported by facts. Now, the same way, these are not facts. Sarfaraz was not selected because of his surname. It was selected because there were better people according to the numbers which support him, not the surname which supports him. Please, Professor, this is a game, and all the people, I will tell you who the enemy of India is. Anyone who tries to bring religion into sports is the enemy of our country. Simple as that. Because sports is supposed to bring us together and not divide us communally.
She's a Indian Muslim. That is fine. She can have a statement. We can have a statement. Why to object if she's a Muslim?
Sir, we are objecting to the lack of facts. Anybody can you just make a defamatory statement? Is freedom of speech does it not have reasonable restrictions, Professor Akhil Swami? Are you aware of the reasonable restrictions on free speech or not? You cannot defame, you cannot insult a person. You have to speak within the realm of facts. That's the minimum requirement when a person is making a political statement. They have to speak. If you can back up your statement, please say whatever you want. In this case, there is nothing to back up that claim. And at the end of the day, you are talking about who Jai Shah is. Others are raising questions of Gautam Gambhir. Gautam Gambhir is raising questions of Jai Shah. Ranjit Bajaj just told you. So how does that add up then?
BJP spokesperson or what?
Sir, he is a sports person. He is a person who runs a cricket academy and somebody who observes cricket very closely. Do you know more about cricket than him?
Agenda. Why did he say that we are running a divisive agenda? We are Indians.
Because you are dividing the cricket teams.
Yes, of course.
You are.
How dare he say that we are running a divisive agenda?
Because you are splitting the cricket team and cricketers on the basis of religion. That is what he is saying.
That is Madhav, you are doing. We are not doing it.
Nobody is doing it. That is what that is unfortunately for you, sir. That is what Shama Mohamed has done. Whether you realize it or not, of course, sir. Criticize Giraj Singh. I have no problem. Please debate it. I have absolutely no defense for people who are communalizing or trying to polarize. But the larger question that I will ask is that if people are going to label cricketers only on religion, and let me bring in Umer Junaidi now. Umer Junaidi, just a short while ago you were talking about Gautam Gambhir. Just a short while ago you were talking about Jay Shah. And here you have an example that Ranjit Bajaj has just given you. There was difference of opinion between the two. It doesn't really work like that when it comes to cricket, sir. It's a completely different world. The world of sport functions a little differently from the world of politics. One has to appreciate that.
Madhav, criticizing the presidency of Jay Shah and working with Jay Shah, being a head coach in an ecosystem wherein Jay Shah is a part of it, that doesn't look like he was actually against the presidency of Jay Shah. Now, talking about the whole scenario which has been created, it is the BJP who has divided each and every sector, and they have not even left the games, the cricket even. Recently, we have seen that the BCCI using these blue men, the men in the blue as their contract laborers, and that's what the discussions were in the past. Now today, if there is a question, why Sarfaraz Khan has been snubbed, instead of answering that question, instead of giving their facts to the public, what was the criteria of the selection, what is the frame of the selection?
Umer Junaidi, that would have still been acceptable. Umer Junaidi, I agree with you. You have a point there. You have a point, I agree with you. It would have been reasonable if you asked for the parameters of the reasons. But the minute you immediately say that he has been dropped because of his surname, you're jumping to a conclusion. And that is the whole point of this debate. Why? How can you do so without knowing the facts?
What I'm trying to say is, if I'm given a chance, let me say. What I'm saying is, first of all, this statement doesn't have any connection to the Congress. It might be her personal view.
No, might be. Why is the Congress not distanced from it? Has the Congress party officially distanced from it? They distanced from our last commentator, Rohit Sharma. They have not done so in this case.
Has the Congress party officially endorsed it?
No, but then she's a spokesperson. Any statement of a spokesperson is a statement of the party. That's how it works.
Madhav, just being a spokesperson doesn't give the right to every tweet, every
just being a spokesperson का क्या मतलब है? Sushil Pandit is holding his head. Sushil Pandit, she's just a spokesperson. It's not the view of the party. Who is she spokesperson of? I don't know.
I mean, people can sink to ridiculous levels. Ask them not to embarrass themselves on national television. They have completely forsaken logic or reason, trying to defend the indefensible. It is a clear case of grievance mongering of a communal kind. She is trying to milk her Islamic politics by stretching it into cricket without even resorting to an iota of criteria on merit. She is not discussing merit. She is discussing the religious allegiance of a player and the reason thereof for having been dropped. That is the crux of the matter. And these three worthy gentlemen on your show are now trying to wriggle out of it by inventing all kinds of reasons and embarrassing themselves in the process. They should simply apologize for defending the indefensible and quit the show. If they have even a smallest of iota of, reason left in them.
Sanjeev Kaushik?
They are debating on national television.
Sanjeev Kaushik, अब भी डिफेंड करेंगे शमा मोहम्मद को?
मैंने कहा कि 371 रन, 6 टेस्ट, 37.10 का स्ट्राइक रेट, 1 शतक, 3 अर्धशतक, 10 किलो वजन कम कराना, और इसके बावजूद एक मौका बन रहा था उस व्यक्ति के लिए कि साउथ अफ्रीका में ए टीम के लिए यदि वो खेलता तो शायद 14 नवंबर को होने वाले टेस्ट में भी शामिल किया जा सकता था। इतना शानदार स्ट्राइक रेट अपने आप में इतना परिवर्तन करने के बावजूद यदि किसी को आप ड्रॉप करेंगे और कोई इस पर प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़ा करेगा तो सारे लोग टूट पड़ेंगे उसके ऊपर। आप रीजन बताइए ना। मैं लगातार ये बात कह रहा हूं कि सरकार कहने के लिए सरकार स्वतंत्र रूप से
तो सर सवाल ये कोई मना नहीं कर रहा।
सरकार बैठी हुई है आज के वक्त में।
सर कोई मना नहीं कर रहा, मेरिट पे सवाल करिए, टैलेंट पे सवाल करिए, बट सवाल बस ये उठता है कि कल को फिर विराट कोहली और रोहित शर्मा भी आके कहेंगे कि हमें क्यों ड्रॉप किया गया था, और इसका कोई अंत नहीं है।
इसका कोई अंत नहीं है, लेकिन ये साफ दिखाई देता है, एक वर्ग को ऐसा लगता है कि हमें हाशिए पे धकेलने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है। सरकार में कहीं कोई प्रतिनिधित्व मिलता हुआ नहीं दिख रहा है, लगातार हमको टारगेट किया जा रहा है।
रंजीत बजाज, क्विक रिस्पॉन्स।
टारगेट किया, उस कौम को टारगेट किया।
It's very simple to respond to ridiculous arguments like this, because अगर ये होता ना सर कि हमारी इंडियन टीम में इसी बात, forget about past में जो आपने लेजेंड्स का नाम लिया है, अगर हमारे इस टाइम कोई मुस्लिम ना होता तो मे बी इनकी बातों पे हम ध्यान देते. बट इसी वक्त वी गॉट मोहम्मद सिराज, बाय द वे, हु इज वन ऑफ आवर फ्रंट लाइन बॉलर्स एंड हु एवरीबडी कॉल्स मियां. उसको प्यार से शुभमन गिल, जो मेरा अकेडमी का लड़का है, जो आपका कैप्टन है टेस्ट का, उसको मियां कहता है. और वो मियां जी करके बात करते हैं एंड दे लव ईच अदर लाइक ब्रदर्स. सो उसके बाद द सेम वे वी गॉट खलील, who's another fast bowler, and he's promising upcoming. And अगर वो होता, फिर अगर वो कहते कि वो दोनों कैसे आ गए हैं, चलो अगर आप बोलो चलो वो भी आ गए हैं. उसके बाद आप जैसे ये बात कर रहे हैं जैसे सरफराज की बात कर रहे हैं, मैं आपको इनको ही बताऊं, जैसे आपने जो क्वेश्चन पूछा था, इन्होंने जो अभी गूगल करके देख लिया 371 रन एंड एवरेज वगैरह. मैं इनको यही बोलता हूं, इनको गूगल करके ये देखना था चेयरमैन ऑफ सिलेक्टर कौन है, उनको ये क्वेश्चन पूछते कि क्या पैरामीटर आपने डिसाइड किए थे. बिकॉज शमा मोहम्मद सेइंग दैट ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ हिज सरनेम, द क्वेश्चन शुड हैव बीन, Mr. Ajit Agarkar, what parameters have you used?
Absolutely. That should have been the question. That was not the case. But I want a very quick last question, quick response, in fact, from Sushil Pandit. Sushil Pandit, now, this is no justification for ridiculous statements like what this person has made, Shama Mohamed. But at the end of the day, the reverse should also apply to be true. Because if all of these players are playing for India, when a certain section of players, whether it's Siraj or Umran Malik, are targeted on social media, shouldn't there also be a similarly strong condemnation coming from other political parties, including the BJP as well? Where do you stand on this, Sushil Pandit?
Yes, of course. In fact, there has been an outrage whenever religion of a player is brought into his performance, especially in the crunch moments. You know, when you drop a catch or you lose a wicket, when India is on the verge of victory, very often in social media, people drag in their religion, their faith, their identity. This is abominable, especially when you are playing for the nation and you work so hard to represent India. Therefore, such kind of sick mentality, this petty-mindedness, whether defending a statement or defending a selection in the team or creating a critical analysis of a performance, whenever you drag such petty-mindedness into such analysis, it is abominable, should be criticized, should be denounced in no uncertain terms, no matter where it comes from.
Well, I'm glad you've taken that stand. I think that is something that we all should take a clue. At the end of the day, let cricket be the one thing that unites us all as Indians. We call cricket a religion for a particular reason, because we all have so much faith in those men who adorn that blue uniform. Let nothing, be a provision as far as division of members of team, especially along religious lines, are concerned. Sushil Pandit, Ranjit Bajaj, Sanjeev Kaushik, Advocate Umer Junaidi, as well as Professor Akhil Swami, we'd like to thank all of you for joining us.